let's jump straight into the South Carolina matchup, dude.
Yep, absolutely. Let's get into the South Carolina matchup. We talking to Jay earlier, he mentioned just how physical South Carolina plays, and I didn't mention it with him on, but I really think that that's where Kentucky might struggle in this game because of how young Kentucky is. They weren't able to um, cope with that physicality that South Carolina plays with. South Carolina, an experienced team, just like Tennessee is, and Tennessee plays the same way. So I think that is one place where Tennessee could have some success in playing physical. But South Carolina and Tennessee, they are very, very similar when it comes to physicality, comes to defense first. And South Carolina's offense is starting to come around a little bit. Their leading scorer, yet Michi Johnson, he's averaging 15 a game, I believe it is. 15.7 points a game, 41.7 field goal percentage. So South Carolina's not going to be an easy task in this one. Luckily, Tennessee does get them in the Food City Center in Knoxville.
No, absolutely. And South Carolina, man, they're playing some good basketball as of late. They're on a 3-game winning streak. I think I don't know, they've scored 70 plus in at least the last 5 games. I know one of that was a loss, but the last, let's see here. Let me get the last 6 games, and 2 of those were losses, but they've scored 70 plus. So, I mean, I know that's not our defense, but if I was a bet man, I mean, I think they're going to get theirs. I mean, they may get 65, 70 points against us. It's just as long as we're scoring an offense the way I know we're capable of scoring, then I think it matchups okay. But one thing we've learned is, man, South Carolina will come up and surprise you a little bit, and they surprised Kentucky. And but South Carolina's a feisty team. Definitely not a pushover. I'm really afraid of the spot that this game's in. And the reason why I'll say that is because look at us. We were just talking about Kentucky. Not that we were overlooking South Carolina. It's just the way it worked out. We were able to collab with Religiously Kentucky, and thank you for that collaboration. But it just kind of feels like both fan bases for Kentucky, Tennessee, kind of looking ahead to that weekend matchup, not realizing that, you got a game coming up Tuesday. Now, I know the players know that. We're fans. We get to do whatever we want. But I just want to make sure as a team we're locked in, ready for South Carolina, because that's a big game. That's a big momentum builder, so that we can carry that over into Kentucky.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking back at South Carolina's full schedule this year, they've only given up 70 points 4 times this year. And
their defense is stout, dude.
Yeah, and 3 of those were losses. So I'm going to say right here and now, 70 is the magic number. If Tennessee reaches 70, I think they win in this game. And that's going to be a tall task considering how good of a defense that South Carolina has. But at the same time, considering what kind of offense Tennessee has been playing with, especially at home, it's really not all that tall of a task, I don't think. I think Tennessee, if this game was in Columbia, South Carolina, as it will be later this year, because they do play again, actually next to last game of the year, I think that could be a different story. But I think that Tennessee is going to get the win on a Tuesday night, or is it Wednesday night?
It's Tuesday night, I believe. It's the 30th. Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Okay, so I think that's going to be the biggest difference in the game is just the fact that Tennessee's playing it at home.
Yep, absolutely. I agree with you. I think Tennessee needs the win. They got to keep the momentum rolling. I mean, they're sitting there teetering, thanks to some help outside the conference. They're teetering on a 1 seed. They got to keep it up. They got to keep it up. I think realistically, 2, 3. I mean, I'd hope for a 2 seed at the worst, but taking off the orange glasses, 2 to 3 seed. But if we can keep this winning train going, not let a game like Mississippi State happen, man, we're teetering on that number 1 seed. And to get there a game closer, we got to knock off South Carolina. And I think this may sound weird, but I think seeing South Carolina surprise some of the teams helps get our team mentalities right. And knowing that, hey, this is not a slouch team. I mean, they're 3rd in the SEC. They got a 17-3 record. Like, you got to come up and bring your A game. And having this game home is massive. Having TBA, Food City Center, having that thing rocking on a midweek is something that that we're gonna need. So Vol Nation, show up, do your thing, and let's knock off the Gamecocks.